There's one dress that I want her to try on next. You know which one? Mm-hmm. I brought a special dress for Lydia.
In the August 26th episode of Welcome to Plathville, Lydia tries on her mom Kim's wedding dress, originally worn to marry now estranged husband Barry Plath, spotlighting a poignant mix of nostalgia and difficult memories. Kim, who filed for divorce in June 2024, reflects candidly, "When I see my old wedding dress, I think about Barry." Yet she adds a hopeful note, "If we hadn't gotten married, we wouldn't have all of our kids." Lydia, who had dreamed of wearing that heirloom dress her whole life, beams as she admires the vintage rosettes, off-the-shoulder neckline, and half-circle train, saying, "I love the waist." Amber, her 15-year-old sister, adds a touch of Plath family humor. She jokes the dress looks medieval, almost. With that heartfelt scene as our kernel, here is the creative story, a richly imagined, emotional journey exploring family, identity, love, and transformation. In the hush of the old Plath farmhouse, Lydia tiptoed into the attic, layers of dust and memories greeting her. Among cardboard keepsakes and forgotten childhood mementos rested a vintage trunk, pale, wooden, and tied with a ribbon fraying at the edges. The label read, "Kim and Barry, 1995. She drew in a breath. A lump formed in her throat. Turning the rusty latch, she revealed a soft glow inside, a wedding dress encased in yellowed tissue. Her heart pounded at the sight of it. Delicate rosettes, an off-the-shoulder bodice, beaded sleeves, and a half-circle train cascading like a waterfall. That dress had been the symbol of a different time. A time before broken promises. But also a time before her siblings. Before Lydia existed. With trembling fingers, she traced the fabric's folds. Behind her, a breath and her mom's voice, "I kept it for you, always." Kim's eyes glistened. Tears spilled, and Lydia found herself caught between longing and fear. Could she wear it? What would that mean, for her, for Kim, but especially for the memory of a marriage that had ended? Later, in a softly lit boutique, Lydia stood before a mirror draped in modern gowns. Lace and sparkle everywhere, dresses flared and floated. Her sisters lined up behind her, Mercy, Kasia, Amber, Mariah, each offering a whirl of opinions. Lydia could feel Zach's absent but supportive presence. She saw Zach's steady eyes when he encouraged her to take this leap despite its emotional weight. That made her heart swell. A sales assistant pinned one dress after another. Cap sleeves, A-line, fitted satin. Lydia tried on a few. Each time people said, "That's so you." A voice whispered inside, "Just be yourself." Then, Kim asked softly, "Are you ready?" Lydia turned, and Kim held the dress from the attic. Lydia's stomach curled. She nodded, heart pounding. The assistant whisked it out. Lydia stepped in. The bodice embraced her. The waist cinched gently. The train pooled behind her, a river of memories. For a moment, she saw herself not as a bride in a new marriage, but as the final link in a chain, connecting what was and what could be. Kim exhaled. "You look like me." Lydia blinked. She saw her mother's agency, beauty, strength in the mirror. Her sisters gasped, "Beautiful." Amber laughed, "Medieval, like your mom always joked." But Lydia only heard warmth, love, legacy, acceptance. Lydia, to her reflection, "I'm not stepping into your past, Mom." Kim, softly, "And you're not replacing it, honey. You're carrying it forward." Mirrors multiplied reflections. The same waistline but different arms, different dreams. Lydia felt whole. "Kasia, it's not just a dress, it's your story." Lydia nodded, voice catching. This was the threshold between girlhood and wifehood, between lineage and legacy. A rustling from behind. Mariah entered, late as usual. Cranky but present. She took it all in, rolled eyes but rarely looked away. This dress had power, unspoken and gentle. It anchored. In another moment, Lydia turned. Hypothetical Zach would see her and stand still. Would knock on wood, but she didn't scare the wedding. The wedding scared what could be next. Ready or not, this moment was about claiming identity before stepping fully into a new life. Later, at the farmhouse backroom, Lydia stood alone in sunlight filtering through lace curtains, alone with the gown. She closed eyes and allowed herself to grieve, for the bride her mom was, for the marriage lost, for the daughter who needed to feel part of something bigger. She whispered to the fabric, "Thank you. For carrying, for holding, for letting go." From the hallway came quiet laughter, her siblings. One by one they joined her, adjusting buttons, smoothing train, squeezing shoulders. The room filled with life. Lydia realized this dress wasn't about romanticizing the past, it was about accepting love's messy trajectory. It became understanding that even in divorce, creation happened. They got her. Kim's voice broke. "If we hadn't walked these valleys," her voice trailed. "No," Lydia replied, voice fierce. "You walked them so I could stand here." Kim reached, touched the side of the dress. Lydia turned, saw pinks gathering in Kim's eyes, too. Shared grief. Shared pride. On February 22nd, the farmhouse farm pulsed with energy. Flowers arranged, blue ribbons dancing, Zach waiting. Lydia wore her own flowy lace and sparkle gown, not her mom's. But in the guesthouse mirror, her mother gifted her something else, a small, antique rose clipped onto her hair, the same rosette from Kim's dress. It whispered, "You're rooted, but you're growing." At the altar, Lydia and Zach shared their first kiss, chosen, sacred. Around them, family, legacy, yet new generation. During cutting the strawberry cheesecake, the cake topper from Kim and Barry's wedding stood center stage. Lydia whispered to Zach, "It's not just decorations. It's our history baked into our new story." Zach squeezed her hand. Months later, in their Tallahassee home, Lydia displayed a framed swatch of that wedding dress's fabric. She wrote notes next to it: strength, love, roots. She placed a photo of her wearing the dress. Her mother's and her smiles overlapped. She thought of the day she first stepped into that trunk. Of the tears spilled, the boundaries dissolved. She had tried on more than a dress. She had tried on identity, reconciliation, and gentle strength. Lydia prayed one evening in their living room, "Help us build new things rooted in old love." She meant every part. That broken marriage led to 9 kids, including her. Sometimes she closed her eyes and let memories seep in. Dust motes in attic, soft train pooling, sisters giggling, Kim's tears. All of it, part of the fabric of her story. Her voice shook only once as she turned to Zach. No dress could hold more. He kissed her temple. And in that embrace, legacy met freedom, past met future, and Lydia stood between both, whole.